Welcome back, everyone. I'm JTXRP, and I cover different projects on the XRP ledger as well as XRP itself. Today, I've got two creators of Xscape here, and they're going to be telling us about their game that they're creating. It sounds extremely interesting, so stick around. It's going to be a long interview, but there's lots of game details. There's some great reveals that they haven't announced yet, also inside, as well as a first look at the different art that they have yet to release. So you'll be able to see some of that in the video. And they'll talk about it later in the video as well in terms of how it's incorporated in the game. Before we get started, make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you like this content. And of course, there are links down in the description to support the channel if you are interested. Without further ado, let's get started. Shen and Madfly, how are you doing today?
Good, man.
Doing pretty good, man. Really good, thanks.
Awesome. Well, I really do appreciate you guys joining us. And y'all are for Xscape, correct?
Correct.
Yep.
And I wasn't as well known about this project in particular myself, but I know that you guys are partnered with Equilibrium, and that's really exciting news. And wanted to make sure that I got you guys on here because I've gotten EQ on here. And the more I learn about your project, the more I'm interested. I love, like, I was a paladin in World of Warcraft, so
Yeah,
I was really drawn to some of the art and some of the swords you guys are creating, and that whole tavern feel that you guys are also trying to go for in fantasy. So tell for those who are not familiar with the project, we'll get to it in a little bit, but I want to start off with just getting to know you and so Shin and Madfly. Like, who are you guys, and what are your guys' role in the project as you speak of it later in the video? Like, what are you guys doing? Who are you?
Sure. Well, I can go first. A little bit of background in myself is I'm focusing on a lot of the business management and marketing side and community development of Xscape. And I come from I learned a lot of those skills all in the music industry. And I mean, as I'm sure most people can tell, we from our accents, we're both Australian, so we're both from land down under. But now I work as a community and product manager for a decentralized exchange called ThorSwap. So I'm pretty much just swapping between doing that and doing Xscape, just developing communities and marketing. And yeah, so yeah, Xscape really started as like me and Madfly were both big XRP advocates, and we were really big in the XRPL space since the beginning, as you know, getting into other projects. And we had this idea for quite a while, especially Madfly. And then we thought that, you know, XRPL would just be the perfect place because it's our favorite ledger, it's our favorite blockchain to interact with and work on. And, you know, where else would we like to put a project? So yeah, it's and that's sort of how it started.
Makes sense to me. I can relate.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure everyone can relate to that. Yeah.
Yep. So for me as well, yeah, Madfly here. I'm an accountant in real life, so I'm just working with numbers all day, and I didn't really do it because I loved it. I did it because I was good at it, and I didn't really have that outlet in life to have creativity. So I think it was around 15 when I was 15 years old. So yeah, you know, like 10 years ago, 9 years ago. I had this vivid dream, man. I was living literally in this game that I'm creating now, and I was living it, and it was one of the best dreams, probably the best dream I've ever had in my life. And as soon as I woke up, I had to write that down, and I started my project from that day, building the game over the course of those years. Every game I played growing up, I would pick little mechanics out that I loved, put it into my game, make it make sense. And you know, this game, I just had it on my computer for this long, and getting into crypto, obviously when I met Shen, we hit it off so quick, and you know, I got Shen way more into crypto because I was like sort of in that space a lot more before him. And we've been just like, yeah, basically like best buds in crypto from this point on. Shen was the one who actually pushed me to start the project because I was a little bit scared to show my project to the public. I cherish it a lot, so I didn't want it to go wrong. We ended up going forward with it, and the community response was insane. People love the idea. The game is not supposed to be just the game. It's, how do I say, it's supposed to it's supposed to relate to human experience. It's every class, every role progression, every evolution, it's based on human experience in real life. So, we've got the morality chart. You want to go up the morality chart, down the morality chart. You can actually go left and right. If you don't want to listen to societal norms, you can go left and right.
Huh.
You got blacksmiths who I like to picture as doctors. They know what they want to do when they're young, disciplined, they keep working for it, and they're highly respected by everyone because they're going to make it. They're one of the biggest, strongest classes in the game. And then you've got, like, for example, you got Beast pathway. I like to relate that to if you dropped out of school and became a YouTuber. So, it's abandoning all societal norms. You're putting yourself out there, you're going for it. And if you do make it, look, there's a crazy pathway for beasts. It's pretty secret. No one can actually do it in Discord, but in the game you will be able to. And it's like you drop out of school, become a YouTuber, and you make it, and you become this crazy successful person, super powerful, super awesome. That's a celestial. But if you go the opposite way, you lose yourself because you made the wrong decision in life. You become an anomaly, and they represent destruction, chaos, and they're also super powerful. The only thing that can kill them is celestials. So it's a game
Interesting.
it's a game that's based on like actual human development, and I think that allows for a closer connection to the soul, to the game, and makes you feel a lot more. And I want to reward people who always look for those little tiny secrets or think of those little creative things that no one's thought about. And I love making people rewarded for that, because I think that's what is I think that's where the creation of real gameplay comes from, is pushing your limits and finding new things that are interesting.
Yeah,
Not
those core concepts that and mechanics and that have been, Madfly's been working on those for, years and years now. And it's one of those things where, like, when we first started thinking about the idea of, starting a project together, and, he was showing me, he talked to me about this game that he's been building all the ideas and concepts for the last, 4 or 5 years. And he showed me, and I was just like absolutely blown away. Like, this man had, sheets and sheets of Excel documents with like every single item in the game, its description, its passive, how they're all balanced, all of the numbers completely balanced between every single weapon, every single race progression path. So it was incredible. I was just completely blown away. So we're really in a point where we've got all the concepts and mechanics and stuff prepared, and we're just pretty much getting ourselves ready to onboard a complete developer team and just make it happen, really. So yeah, it's those ideas behind it, and a lot of those intricate features have had years and years put into them so far. So
well.
very excited.
That sounds amazing. I really love how you're going after like this. I could hear your guys' passion and the soul of the game before I even heard about the mechanics. So obviously that makes me more interested. And I grew up with like Mass Effect and Knights of the Old
Mhm.
Republic and BioWare games of that
Yeah,
nature. And
yeah.
so and one of my favorite games actually was Final Fantasy X. That whole game just kind of pulled at my heartstrings and
Yeah.
did such a good job for at least for
Such a
me.
good game.
Yep.
Yeah, it
But
is.
I wanted to talk about what is the game. So people, I mean, a lot of people may be coming into this knowing you guys,
So,
but for those who aren't, like what is the game? It's obviously fantasy
okay.
based.
Yep.
And can you just elaborate a bit more?
Yeah, for sure. Do you want me to? I can tell you about Xscape as a whole and how it fits in, because the game is actually separate from the social metaverse element. It's an add-on, but it also feeds into the whole experience. So
Yeah, talk about
Okay.
both, I think.
there's
Just
multiple legs of everything, but I'll
So
tell you. So the tavern is the central point. It's a world where the tavern is right in the middle of a crater, and this crater was created from an explosion that happened in the lore that we will talk about. And everyone wants to find out why the tavern's here, what it's from, and everything. Inside the crater, obviously it's limited space, so that opens up a whole possibility to actually cap what we can create in the metaverse just for the tavern area, though. So that doesn't limit us to creating more universes outside of this area. But the social element is, it's how do I say this? There are benefits. There's benefits to the social aspect of gaming. Obviously, people aren't always super good at gaming. People aren't always at the best peak performers. So, they want to be able to enjoy it for something else. And that's where the tavern area is supposed to create a home for people to just come to You can educate yourself. There's going to be, housing, markets. We want to include as much as we can in this experience. And the game itself is actually, it's a mix of a lot of elements. So it'll have battle royale elements. You'll have teams of 3, and you teleport outside of the tavern area, or we call it limbo. You teleport out of that area and you spawn in a world that's randomly generated. And there's experiences everywhere. There's random events, there's, and this is all based on an algorithm as well. So the pieces fit together and create a unique map every time people play in a lobby. And based on how you play the game, oh yeah, sorry, go.
So is that kind of like, well, the way, from my understanding, Diablo does things as well, or Diablo 3 at least? Or is this different in some way? Or I don't know if you guys are familiar or not.
Sorry, do you mean as in like dungeon crawling?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, the thing is, it's not just the dungeon crawling game. It does have dungeons in it, because I do love dungeon crawling games. I love Diablo, I love Destiny as well. That, like, those types of, like, the games where you can go out, find loot, find new places, whatever.
But this
so
is not that.
No, of course not.
Okay.
It's a lot different. It's so you've got your team, you're in the you're in the game, and these experiences, you can play it however you want. Let's say, for example, you find like a farm, right? And you go up to the farm and you see these like elderly couple, and they have a problem with these like ravaging animals in their farm, and they want you to help them, right?
Okay.
You can help them if you want. You can go there, you can kill them, come back, and you get rewarded. And let's say this elderly couple were just like a little elven couple in the forest, right? They would progress you towards the elven tree, so you could go down the elven pathway. But if you really wanted to, you could kill the couple right there and then and there, get the quick rewards, and just run. And that takes you down the demon pathway.
Huh.
And then you've got people that come past and see these dead bodies and like, oh shit. And they look at these and they can talk to them, because there's a lot of soul essence in the game too. And I think that there's rebirth mechanics and let's just say reincarnation sort of stuff. So you can talk to the wisps left by the dead bodies, and you can avenge them and go on a revenge mission to hunt these people down. So, and that'll progress you up the morality chart tree. And so it's a dynamic game that changes.
I'm sorry, revenge points you, or is that justice at that point?
It's like it's like a justice. It's like avenging.
Okay.
It's you're obviously trying to find whoever
stop
did this.
murderers. Okay,
yeah,
I was just trying to understand, like, how does this?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So
how do I go up the tree here?
People are on a rampage. You want to stop them, and that's the goal of good people. You want to protect people who are getting killed, and the people who are killing don't care. They just want to kill and get away with it. And so the map is shifting based on how other players are playing it, and the end point. So you've got PUBG. There's a barrier that comes in. It's a simple time mechanic just to make sure the games don't go forever. Mm-hmm. This mechanic is created by the demons, and this ring of fire will close in over time. And if you fall behind this fire line, you will basically get aimbotted by these demons, because they'll have 400% move speed, aimbot, superpowers. They'll kill you if you fall into this area. So you want to get out. But for the people that have gone up the tree, they actually have the power to get you out of the map before you die to this. So you're actually, as a player, if you're not very good at the game, you're looking for people who are good at the game that are willing to protect you to get out alive and keep your rewards, or at least get more rewards for playing the game and not dying, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I love that dependence on each other too. That's awesome.
Yes, correct. So you've got 3 parties. You've got the people trying to escape, you've got the people trying to protect the innocent, and you've got the people trying to kill the innocent. And that's your endpoint to the game. And I like that the end of the game changes depending on how you play it. And that's a mechanic I've not really talked about much. It's pretty new information to tell you that, but it's a dynamic map that changes based on how the majority of the player base is playing in that lobby at the time.
So that's for all these quests are going on in this lobby, in this instance, if you will, of the game. And I'm guessing there's only so many people allowed in an instance, and it's only going to go on for so long.
Well, the map's an infinite map, so technically you could, it depends on the hardware at the time, or however fast the game can run on software at the time. I'm not sure, but technically the game can fit in as many people as it can handle, which I assume would be pretty big at that time. Hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously there's going to be dungeons for people that don't want to interact with other players. They can just play dungeons and get out with the loot and obviously try to protect yourself from people trying to kill you too. Yeah, and come back, spend your money on some cosmetics for the social area, or maybe put it into something like actually there's also NFTs you can find in the game too as artifacts. So these artifacts, superpower items, one of one uses, you use it once, and once you've used it, it turns into an NFT to say that it's been used, and that's it. And then you can sell it, or you can show it off in your house that you own in the social area.
Okay, so we're gonna take this step by step. This is obviously a lot to chew off here.
Yep.
So let's jump back a bit. Let's start with your partnership with Equilibrium. I want to take this step by step here. So EQ is going to be powering Xscape. Is that true? Or like how does Xscape, like the token, fit in, or is that just to mint the NFTs? Are you guys going to use EQ in game? Like tell me a little bit more how the integration of Web3 empowers your game, I guess you could say.
I can talk a little bit about this. So with our EQ partnership, the EQ team is not actually developing the Xscape game. We're going with a third party development team.
Okay.
But the Equilibrium currency will have some use within the Xscape world and the Xscape game. And the Equilibrium NFTs will also be able to be used within the Xscape game, as well as the Xscape. We will have Xscape NFTs, which will be able to be used within the World of Equilibrium game, for example, and Wrath's Blight and that. So, and we are also launching all our NFTs. It'll likely be not only Xblade, but it'll likely be most of our future collections on the Equilibrium NFT Marketplace as well, which we are working with their developers at the moment in order to try and create the best and central gaming NFT marketplace for the XRPL.
Gotcha. So is the funds from the I don't know everything about how Xscape is working, so correct me if I'm wrong, but is the funds from the NFTs going to create the game? Like, how is this working in
We
terms of...
we haven't made any money off the NFTs yet. We've only given out Xblade. We haven't sold any at all.
Okay.
Yeah, because the way how we did our distribution, we didn't do a pre-sale at all because personally we felt that pre-sales were one, very, very difficult to pull off properly, to properly price a pre-sale. And it 90% of the time harms the core community members. So we decided to do a 38% supply airdrop as our initial token distribution. And then since then, we've just slowly added to the circulation with giveaways, competitions, play to earn rewards through the Discord, loyalty airdrops, rada.
Gotcha.
But what we found was that when it comes to doing a pre-sale for a project, the project itself, when they put their token up as a pre-sale, they are predetermining the value of their token, right? But they haven't let the community or the public value it at all. It is all a valuation created by the project itself. If the project overvalues this pre-sale, then what is going to happen? The people who buy a project's pre-sale are obviously the people who are most passionate about that project. Those are your core community members, because those are the people who are going to go out of their way, take their XRP and be like, yes, I want to invest in your project before anyone else, right? I want to be the first ones. I want to guarantee myself some of your token. So
Gotcha.
if you overprice your pre-sale and you put it at, if you value it higher than the actual value of it, what the actual perceived public value of the token will be, like let's say, you're putting it at a high price, but you don't have a white paper out, your website's not very good, you don't have a lot of info out, but then you're already pre-saling it at quite a high price. What is almost guaranteed to happen is the price just dumping after it's airdropped, right? Because you've overvalued it, you put it at a higher price than what actually the public views it as based on info and things like that. And the people who you are harming the most are actually the people who are most passionate about your project, because they're the ones who will lose money instantly when the price drops so drastically because the pre-sale was overvalued, because the value was decided by the project rather than the community. So we wanted to avoid all of that, and we wanted to do the opposite and reward our core community members instead of put them in a position where they could be losing money. So that's why we decided to do a complete airdrop. And we also did we used a form rather than trust line position, because we saw the bots were completely taking over the whole trust line position thing. And we wanted, because of this whole thing, we wanted our airdrop to be going to those passionate core community members. You know, that's where the airdrop should be going. That's where it belongs. So we based it on a form. We created our own airdropping tool with our developer. And yeah, it went really smoothly. It was a really great airdrop, and we were really happy with how it went. And it also, because of the fact of just how airdrops work on XRPL, we sat at a relatively really cheap price for about the first week when we launched. We sat at between 10 to 20 XRP per token, and it was a perfect opportunity for all of our core community passionate members to buy some Xblade really cheap. And you know, like when you're talking 10 to 20 XRP compared to like even what it is now, you know, like these people are you know, so far up. So it's yeah, I think just pre-sales are really, really difficult to pull off. And a lot of projects just do them as a way to, you know, like, yeah, it's nice. Like, you know, we completely understand from a project's perspective, like, yes, funding, extremely necessary, right? But if you're putting like funding over, like prioritizing that over, you know, protecting the investments of your passionate community members, like we just don't think that was worth it, really. We much preferred, you know, making sure that our core and passionate community members were protected, and they were able to have, you know, sensible, smart investments. So we have to look at, obviously that means that we're starting to look at different avenues of funding. So for example, we're going down the path of working to get the Ripple Creators Grant, so we can use that to help fund the game. So we've been looking at different avenues, but yeah, we don't have any sort of store where people can buy through by, you know, directly the NFTs or whatever. And once the marketplace is launched, it'll be mostly secondary sales, people buying and selling, because obviously most of the tokens will have already been sold, so they'll just be burning for one-to-one with a blade. But something else actually though, where we will, which is an avenue of funding, which will go into things like game development, and that is that we are launching a merch store soon. And on the merch store, unlike most merch stores, what we're actually doing is we're going to be selling some little keychain Xblades. So we're getting actual 3D replicas of 5 of the community. The community chose 5 of their favorite blades. And so all 5 of those are right now being 3D modeled, and they're going to be 3D printed, and anyone will be able to go on our store and buy with a little bit of XRP. They'll get to choose, they can buy either a one color one or a fully detailed color blade, all little, you know, small keychain sized, completely replica Xblades. So we've been very excited about that. And the 3D models are looking absolutely incredible right now. We've got a great team behind that. So that's awesome. And we also plan on doing, through the same 3D printing process, we actually plan on making some one-of-one life-size Xblades.
Oh, wow.
Completely 3D printed, which we'll use as like, yeah, competitions. We'll use as like, you know, a reward for a competition or something like that, which which is just incredible. Like that'll be absolutely insane.
That's it's really great that you put the community first in that way. I know of I was gonna say, I know of another couple projects that did pre-sales, but they're going about it in I guess a different way. But I totally see the perspective there, and it's great to see that that's, you know, your guys' focus, and you know, you're willing to go about it a little bit rougher way to make sure that the community is supported and the community that's supporting you is taken care of. So that's pretty awesome. So it's a little bit about you said how EQ you'll have a store essentially, or EQ will have a store, and you guys's future NFTs will be on that store, and EQ will be involved somehow in that. And at least from what I'm hearing, is that right? Like,
Yeah. So
Okay.
the Equilibrium NFT Marketplace will be released after XLS 20D is implemented onto the ledger, and it'll be a curated marketplace of just some of the projects which have been in partnership with EQ. So I know right now we'll definitely see the EQ projects there. We'll see Hodlmon, you'll see us, and their newest edition, you'll see Happy Cats there as well.
I saw Happy Cats. I didn't know that. I think I used that in another video as just a, just a random one I thought of, and turns out it's actually
Yeah,
a thing. So,
yeah,
well, okay, and then you have Xblades, which you've already released and airdropped fully to the community, is what you said, right?
yeah. So that's our first NFT collection. We plan on doing multiple, and yeah, Xblades is just the very first.
Man, I've
All of
missed
which
out.
will be
Okay.
So
gated.
a lot of people think like, oh, you're going to come out with X shields next, or X staffs, or X daggers, or something. But no, it's going to be something completely different. Like we want to have land NFTs, we want to have title NFTs. So we're
Oh
already
wow.
giving out nicknames to people in the Discord based on interactions with them.
Yeah.
Um,
Our whitelist
they're-
as well is going to be an NFT collection.
Correct. Whitelist will be like a front row seat to like a basketball match, for example. Like if we have an arena match where teams are fighting to the death, you're going to get a front row seat if you're whitelist into the arena, so you can view it in VR. Well, that's what the
Interesting.
goal is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be like a lifetime pass thing, but we're going to do a check every 3 months, and whoever's not active on whitelist lose their whitelist, and then we do more giveaways, more competitions to give out the remaining spots.
Wow. So with, I mean, the game you've described, being in the tavern, that social aspect, then porting out to an instance of this randomly generated world where my decisions matter, my how I act and how I interact with the world matters, and as well with the other players and who I team up with and what
Mhm.
factions I align with. One of the things I wanted to ask, gosh, there's so many things actually, and I guess I'll just have to wait.
Yeah.
But the like, how fast can I turn from one thing to another? And because, like, for instance, I'll just give
Yeah.
you an example. Like, I was
Yep.
playing Knights of the Old Republic, and someone said that they said the Ebon Hawk was their ship, and I had the option there of denying them, and I can obviously see how the good spectrum from evil. I could say, hey, no, it's not, respectfully, but I also had the option to like throw them over the edge, and this was like a Coruscant like city, and I just decided to do that. I would instant evil. So is there going to be choices that are going to
Um,
throw you like that on the spectrum, or how does
so
that work?
yeah, no worries. The character is actually built around the play style, which means that they may be a little bit weaker when in terms of doing something that you want to do opposite to your role at that moment. So like, for example, angels have no offensive abilities. So you're not really going to go around killing people with no offensive abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously you can choose not to protect someone and be a massive troll like that. So, you can do that if you want, but the games only last about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So you're just going to start fresh for the next game, and you can do another pathway that game.
Ah, I see. So it's kind of
Yep.
like Heroes of the Storm, where you start at
Yes.
zero. Okay,
Yep.
Mm.
That's the
gotcha.
one.
All right, I see where this is going a little bit now. I'm really interested to see how that it interacts. I really, man, but how does that, like, the immersion I was envisioning by people actually having to play a role? Because one of my issues with World of Warcraft
Mhm.
is, and even Star Wars, what is it, Until the Old Republic, like the MMO, like anyone can do anything, and it's just no one like that. I think that's why they came out with vanilla back again, is because what you chose in your class actually mattered. And now I
Mhm.
feel like what you're telling me is you're giving them the option to be everything again, in
Mhm.
within 30 minutes time.
Yep.
So um
So I can explain that further if you like. This might
sure.
help you answer your question. So the swords, based on the traits and the pieces of the blades that you get in your X blade, we do want to have. We've already confirmed this with our community. There will be passive rewards for our NFTs. You can, you'll be able to stake the X blades and make money
Awesome.
with a token that we're going to come out with. And the tokens will be based on what parts of the sword your blade is made of. So you could have 2 angelic pieces and 1 demon piece on your sword. That means it's twice as good at staking for it's like the angel version of the coin instead of the demon coin. And you can spend that on, let's say, angelic cosmetics for the social area. So over time, you would build your character into a role in the social area. But when you play the game, you can play whatever role you want. And you earn rewards based on how you play that game.
Interesting. So the social aspect is a little bit removed from the gameplay. in terms of like you can be whatever each game, but you're kind of building what you want to move yourself towards in
Correct.
the tavern. Okay,
Correct. So based on looking at someone's social character, you know who they play mostly in the game.
gotcha. So you kind of okay, so they're what they look like will reflect what they play.
Yeah,
one likely. Okay,
basically.
cool.
But you could still go for the other look if you need to. It's, I mean, you'll only be able to spend X coins this place and X coins here, but it'll be like that, you know. And secret events, secret shops pop up, and we've already thought of all of this stuff too. So there's
Gosh,
lots of possibilities we have in mind.
yeah. That's sounds like a massive undertaking for sure. And have you chosen the third party developer yet? Have you?
No, we haven't.
Not yet, but our whole ideology behind it, which is what we see as a drawback for a lot of crypto gaming projects, is a lot of them try to build their games on the blockchain itself.
Mhm.
And I feel like just because of technology and where we're at with blockchain technology, still extremely early, the gaming capabilities to create those like big AAA games it's just not really there, like building it on the blockchain itself right now. So what we're doing is we're going to work with a game development team, not necessarily a blockchain crypto game development team, but one which is just purely experienced in just pure game dev. And we've already got some XRPL devs, some game devs who have knowledge of XRPL, and we are going to build a game just how every other AAA game would be built, but just have NFT and blockchain and XRPL integration into the game rather than building the entire game on the blockchain. And so that way, then we really work with any game dev team that we want, because the game dev itself is completely the same as any other game. It's not a blockchain crypto game, but then we're just looking at integrating things like QR codes and connecting to the XRPL through things like that. And I think that that's really going to help us, make something really high quality, because we're not going to be restricted by trying to build everything on the blockchain itself.
Okay. So again, I'm trying to envision the game, and I have one more question on this, but uh how will the game be played, or is it you leaving this up to the community, or Madfly, are you really do you have the experience in mind you're trying to create? Because is it like a top down? Is it a third
Okay, yeah, sure.
person?
Think of it like Overwatch, but like it's going to have rustic Borderlands artwork. It's going to be Borderlands mixed with Overwatch, if I can explain that. That's
okay,
that's the
but
best
that's
way I
not
can do it.
very fantasy.
No,
No,
obviously
he means in
it's the
terms of art
mechanics. The
styles,
mechanics.
maybe.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
art
was
style.
like,
Yeah, no,
Be a
no.
little bit
Sorry.
more specific. Madfly.
Okay, well, I mean, I definitely can show you characters that we have developed, which has the art style we're going for. It's a rustic art style that we're going for, which I think will do wonders for the game system, because we'll allow it to generate so much more of the world at once. If the graphics aren't, 4K resolution, we don't want that. We don't need that. But in terms of like mechanics, it'll be like team-based, first person / third person, abilities on cooldowns, no mana or anything, but we do have like our own mechanics for mana instead. But
okay.
it's more of like a tactical team with damage numbers as well. So like, I love that Borderlands style where you shoot and you know how much damage you're doing and everything. I just love that. So I love that type of mechanic. You can do the maths. There'll be very smart people playing this game as well. So DPS people, everyone, crunch numbers, whatever. Yeah, I
Gotcha.
think that's probably the best way to put it.
Okay. No, that's great. That helps a lot. And that gives me familiar with those games. That gives me kind of an idea, because I'm
Yep.
looking at your website. I keep thinking Diablo. I know that by the time it's
Yeah.
you're gonna be redoing the website, so by the time this video's up, it'll probably be completely new. So so again, I'm trying to understand people that are looking at this from an investment standpoint, because let's face it, crypto space, that's besides the people that are gamers like myself,
Yep.
who just kind of want to jump in and play the game and trying to figure out how do I not miss the boat.
Mhm.
And but there's people that don't want to miss the boat on the investment side as well. How do you see Xscape as an investment, or do you see it as that? Or because I've talked to other projects, they see what they're doing as an experiment. You guys seem like a standard gaming company to me that is just using their in-game economy as the Web3 is what it sounds like. Um, and if I'm getting that wrong, let me know. But how can people, if they get in early, how will they be rewarded in the future? And where do you see like the price of your different tokens going? And not, again, none of this is financial advice. This is just looking into the future in terms of how you're wanting these to play on each other.
So the only coin we've given out at the moment is Xblade, but we are going to have our own ecosystem coin coming out.
Okay.
That's still in the works, and we to be honest, we still want a name for it, like a really good name. We have a name, but we want a better name.
Okay.
And that's going to be where it actually, that's when the project actually opens up to everyone, is when this ecosystem coin comes out, because that'll be what fuels you in the game. That'll be what helps you play, and it'll be pay to earn as well, so you can pay to get in there. If you're good at the game, you'll definitely be able to make money in it. You can find NFTs, sell them. These NFTs are literally basically pay to win as well. If you find one, if you use it, the effect is so strong, you're going to win the game. So it has inherent value like that as well. But if you find it and you still get out alive and you get to keep it, you can sell that NFT and make money off that too.
Gotcha.
And we do have other ideas in the works that I'm not allowed to talk about in regards to how do I put it, Shen? How do I fill in the words?
Incentivization.
Yes.
Okay.
But so with Xblades, which is currently the only token that people are able to buy and sell, we view it as sort of, as we say, it is the first of many NFT collections that we plan. And so what we are always going to have in our mind, and what we're always going to remember, is that Xblade holders, they're the original investors in the project. Those people who hold Xblade will and always be that first original group who believed in the Xscape project, believed in the Xscape universe, and helped build it with us, essentially. So they will receive many rewards and perks going into the future, as well as priority access with future NFT releases and all of that. And as Madfly explained before, once in the future, we will definitely introduce various staking methods of the NFT itself. So you'll be able to passively earn a few different currencies based on the traits that you have of your Xblade and how many Xblades you have and all of that. So what we really view is, we review Xblades as that initial ticket to the Xscape universe, and everyone who has one as being that part of that first original crew who all wanted to support this project together. And that's something that we're always going to keep in mind going years into the future. So
Gotcha. And for anyone who's watching this that may be really interested, loving the idea of your game, how would they become one of those Xblade members, or is it too late?
No, you definitely can still. The best way we'd suggest is by going through Sologenic to buy one of the tokens. But we have various ways that people can get involved and actually earn Xblade without having to purchase any, one of which being our play to earn features within our Discord, which does mean you need to be active and engaged in the Discord to level up. But once you hit a certain pathway, then you become part of a pool that earns every once a month or so some Xblade. So we do lots of giveaways and competitions as well. We love to live stream on Twitch. So we do marbles on stream, is a big fan favorite with our community. So we always love to play some marbles on stream, give away Xblade, things like that. So attending anything like that, you're definitely in the running to get some. But if you're looking at purchasing some Xblade, I definitely recommend going through the Sologenic. All the links related to that are all in our Discord or our link tree. And what I highly recommend, even before going and buying any Xblade, I really highly recommend coming to our Discord, going into the main general chat, and just having a chat with some of our core community members, because we have we have some of the most friendly and welcoming and most incredible core community members I have ever seen in my entire life.
I'm just going to say we have the best.
Yeah, and it's just like the way that I see like how every single person who comes into the Discord who joins new gets such a warm welcome, so friendly, so nice, and everyone is there to answer any sort of Xscape related questions that anyone has, you know. So and as well as that, you know, myself and Madfly often we spend a large portion of time in there as well. But yeah, I really push anyone who is considering on becoming, you know, a holder of Xblade to, if you want to get the most out of being a Xblade holder, yeah, come into the Discord, have a chat with everyone and see, because that is, we really view the tavern and the Discord as the absolute hub, the core of the Xscape community. So yeah, and there in the tavern, you will have any question you have regarding Xblades and Xscape. There will definitely be someone who'll be able to answer your question as well. So
Okay. You guys, you said the website will probably be updated here soon, but I wanted to just run past the roadmap here real quick. Is your roadmap still, are you on track for your roadmap thus far, or is that going to be completely revamped as well?
Yeah, we actually would. That's going to be like I said, when the website's updated, you'll get a fresh perspective on where we are at the timeline.
Okay.
I think
we do
in
have more
terms
things
of,
to add to it. Of course.
yeah, I think it's more about adding things to it. In terms
Yep.
of following the roadmap, we've definitely ticked off what we've been planning on ticking off, which is great. But we've definitely got, now that we're moving on, because this roadmap was created back when we first launched. I think it was start of November maybe.
It was like 24th November or something.
Yeah, end of November. And so yeah, we've got a lot of things now that we can add to as we have a better idea. And now that we have a better idea of the ecosystem and how XLS20D is going, and you know, implementation for that, and now that we're launching on EQ Marketplace and things like that. So you'll definitely see a revised roadmap with a lot of additions coming soon.
Gotcha. Cool. Is there any other members of the team you want to give a shout out to here real quick? Or
Yeah, Canal and UDeath, our two best mods. They're the most active people I've ever seen in Discord, and they help us run this. And those guys, and as well as our other mods, are the main reason why our tavern is so friendly and successful. We couldn't have done it without our mods.
Yeah, our mod team is our mod team especially, as Madplay said, Canal and UDeath, absolutely incredible. Our mod team, those are people who just came across Xscape very early on in the project and were really excited about it and wanted to become leaders within the community, and they have just done an absolutely incredible job, and they created such a self-sustaining ecosystem. It's like I always say that Xscape and the community and this like massive community we have around it would just wouldn't exist without our mod team. Like there is no chance that any of it would exist without our incredible mod team. So and our incredible, we have so many core community members who aren't even mods, who spend pretty much every day, all day, every day in the Discord. And it's just like they use it, you know, we have such a big group of people who use the Discord as literally just a place to hang out, just a place for friends to hang out, catch up on a absolute daily basis. And none of that could be done with just Madfly and myself. So yeah, and we've always said that, you know, Xscape is going to be built by the community, not just us. It's not just us building it and them enjoying it. Like this is something that, you know, this whole metaverse, this whole universe that we're creating is built equally by our community and us. So
gotcha.
I also wanted to say that so the lore, the main story behind the ideals, the core beliefs, and the systems in my story, they all take place over 1,000 years ago in the storyline. At this point in time we are now, it's the present. This is where people are coming into the tavern, talking, getting to know each other, growing together. And I'm actually writing a story day by day based on how these people are experiencing the tavern together, because UDeath and Canal, they're already being turned into two characters. That we've already revealed Canal's character on our Twitter, and she is a character in the lore now. She's permanent. And that's just something we thought we'd do to give back to them, and also create a unique world where, you know, it writes itself, but it's so much more meaning behind it.
Yeah, exactly. Like we've literally permanently implemented multiple community members of ours who literally, started off as just being fans of Xscape and are now permanent parts of the lore and permanent characters within the Xscape universe. And that's just all about what we want to do. Because we're not just writing this, we're not just creating this for people, we're creating this with the community. So it's just another way that we can really share some strong connections with our community.
No, I think that's amazing. I think incorporating them as characters and will bring, life to that place and even more so. So it's again just to continue to be impressed by how you draw people in and make things meaningful. I think that's the strongest part. Even though I've obviously have not played the game yet, but the strongest part of what you guys do, and I think a lot of games are missing that element for sure. So
Cheers.
yeah.
I'd like to quickly, I'd also, just while we're doing shout outs, I'd like to shout out Dodler, our developer, because he is our core developer, our head developer. And me, myself and Madfly, we've been working together on projects for a while now, much before Xscape. But he is, in terms of the, token development side and all the Discord bots and all of that, he has created all of that. And we wouldn't be able to be anywhere where we are without him and his expertise in XRPL development and coding. So it's an incredible asset to be able to have an in-house developer. Like for our airdrop tool, we didn't feel comfortable with supplying our seed phrases for our issuer wallets to a third party website such as Strategy Engine. That didn't sit well with us. Like, let's say Strategy Engine gets DDoSed or something, that's all those phrases gone, right? So we were lucky enough to have an in-house developer like Dodler for him to just be like, all right, I'll make a tool for us. Let's just all do it ourselves. And so we didn't have to go through that security breach. So
Are you guys,
so yeah.
Sorry. I just
No,
wanted
go
to
for it.
ask, are you guys willing to share that tool? Is that something you're keeping proprietary or something that you can share with the XRPL community if another dev wants it? Or
It doesn't have an interface, so it's all like messy in terms of like what Dodler sees, but he knows exactly how to use it, of course.
Yeah, he's not created it for the public to use, but we've actually brought that up because we've had other projects who come to us for advice and such, talk about wanting to use his airdropping tool, which I think is I think he does want to. I think he is considering adding that usability interface to it in order for him to be able to provide it to other projects to use. So I think potentially, yeah, but at this point it's very much created for non-public use. It's created just for him to be able to understand how it works and use it. So
no, it's totally understandable. I just for the number of I've only talked to a few projects thus far in my new channel, and for anyone who's watching, appreciate you guys sticking around. But everyone seems to have their own flavor of trying to approach that problem, and so it'd just be nice to be able to get that collaboration out to the community, and so that people don't have to so that cool projects can come to the XRPL and not have to worry about some of these things you've had to overcome. And so it's great to have you guys as community leaders as well as other people that I've talked to that are willing to help. So it's really awesome.
Yeah, we do like Shen was talking about the airdrop tool. We need to obviously figure out the legalities too, because we want to make sure that information given to us is secure, and who's to say people can trust us with their seed phrases? Like, who are we, to be honest? Like, we're just random people, we're not even doxed, whatever. Like, there would have to be a process and an understanding between two parties to be able to do that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, obviously Dodler will, if he does go for that and he wants to do that, he can create the interface and obviously alleviate a lot of that risk that other people take, from their point of view by using our airdrop bot.
Gotcha.
And special shout out, he actually created a token called Kegs RP. And
Kegs
that was
RP.
actually, yeah, I don't know if you've heard of it, Kegs RP. It's actually linked to the tavern because obviously our tavern sells drinks, and that was our experiment for Xblade. So all of our testing was done with Kegs RP. It took up a life of its own, and now we play blackjack with the tipping tool. We can tip each other kegs in the Discord. So we actually have real rewards. We've got everyday people that come in, they play blackjack against me on the house. I bought heaps of Kegs RP and I'm just giving it away if I lose. I do bonus rounds, everything. We try to make things fun and interactive.
Yeah, X Corgi has a blackjack tool as well inside of their Discord. But it's like somebody's got to make Texas Hold'em at one point where I can
Yeah,
play against some other people inside of
Yeah.
Discord. But
100%.
but yeah, no, that's really cool. And I'd love to if he wants to talk about his project and if it's going different places, would love to talk with him about it. But yeah, so that is that the team is essentially three people and a couple of mods at this point before you guys hire out a third party developer. Is that the gist I'm getting? Or if people are you guys going to grow or are you going to hire? How can people get in contact with you if that's the case?
Yeah,
We do,
I think
we
we're
do have
definitely
a fourth
planning on.
member. Oh, sorry. I was
Okay,
just going
go.
to say before, I don't want to leave him out. Kavik, he was also a valuable member to us. He was the one that had the Discord knowledge to build my abstract evolution process in the Discord with all the bots that he had at his disposal.
Wow.
And he made sure that things didn't really fall through the cracks as much. But we're all learning, and building something like this takes time. But I think we got it pretty good, and people are loving the effort that he put in as well, which was really good. So Kavik is an honorary. Yeah,
Yeah, he's that
he's
Discord
definitely the
admin.
fourth member
Yeah.
of our team. So we've got four
Yeah.
people in our main team.
Yeah, in our core team, yeah. But we always have been looking for, just as you said, for people to contact us and stuff. It's exactly actually what's happened with our 3D printer and our 3D modeler. So he actually came to us through our suggestions channel in Discord and saying, hey guys, like I've got this great idea. I have multiple 3D printers, and showed us his work, and then we started chatting, and then next thing you know, we're launching 3D printed Xblades. So we're definitely really open to collaborating with the community and bringing more people on board. Like he is now he's contracted by us, and he gets paid in Xblade for all of that. So like we're definitely open to the community coming with us with showing us their skills and their ideas, and we're really happy to talk about ways to integrate that into the Xscape world.
Gotcha. And if people are wanting to fund you, let's say someone's watching this and it just happens to get to the right person, and they want to fund the game, are you guys open to other funding, or how does that work?
Yeah,
Do you mean
for sure.
donations? Because at the moment, the only thing we're doing for raising just a little bit of capital, we're just doing an auction on our first ever NFT. And that's actually the Owl's Nest Blade. There's a group on Twitter called Owl's Nest, and they're an amazing Twitter space. They have so many different people from XRPL in there. And we created a blade in honor of them too, to give them a little place in our story. And we're auctioning that off for all profits go straight back into the project. So that's the only thing we're making money on at the moment.
Yeah, but yes, if some angel were to come and say, yes, I would love to fund your game, here you go, yes, that would be incredible.
I'd
and that would
probably lose
definitely
my
be
pants.
accepted. So that's something that if anyone out there is listening and would love to fund the Xscape game, hit me up.
Let us
All right,
know. I'll
my
make it
DMs are
worth
open.
it.
Yeah, but yeah, we're going down other avenues. Like we're in talks with people in connection to Ripple and things like that to try and secure us the creators grant, because we think that's going to be a great way to fund things like that. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I need to do more research about that. I mean, I don't know if that can fund the kind of the expansive kind of game you're talking about. Like, how much
well,
are you guys planning on getting? I have no idea.
they actually putting out it's a $250 million creator grant.
So it's like that's one project, or that's
So
like,
no,
that's
that's
split over
250 mil spread
100
across a
projects.
variety of
yeah,
projects. Yeah.
that's what I
So
thought.
but we definitely don't need 250 mil to build it.
No.
But
No.
yeah, if we can secure some of that, which is looking quite good, then yeah, that'll be a great solution.
Excellent. Well, good luck to you in that. And I hope to keep us updated, and hopefully you'll come on again if you have another update.
Yeah.
But you guys, you had an announcement to make, and I wanted to. I'm sure everyone's probably that's read the thumbnail wants to hear it. What is it, guys? Like, what can you share with the community that no one's heard
Okay.
before?
All right. So
It was-
I want to say so much, but I can't. So
Yeah.
what I will say is that we are doing a collaboration, right, with another project. And this sort of collaboration, I'll give you guys a bit of a background on it, because it's a really cool, like we came together with this other project, and we were like, we you know, it started off just like, let's do a collaboration, right? Let's do something together. But we're both very similar in the way that we view the XRPL and we view our projects and all of that. And we wanted to do something not just the normal, like, you know, art crossover, right? We wanted to do something cool, something unheard of, something not done before. And what we have come up with and what we are working on right now with this other project is completely, it's completely unheard of before. It's something where we're introducing something to the XRPL which literally does not exist. It exists on other blockchains, but it does not exist in any shape or form on the XRPL right now. And what we are creating with this other project is we are creating a new actual platform. It's going to be somewhat of a new project. When I can tell more, we will come back on and I will tell you. But yeah, we're creating a new additional collaborative project / platform with this other project, which actually I can tell you guys, it is with On-Chain Whales. If you guys know who they are. And so we're creating an entirely new platform for the entire XRPL, introducing a new feature that will have to do with, you know, all of our tokens, and not only just our project's tokens, but every token on the XRPL. And yeah, it is, yeah, we're implementing something that is, it literally is the first time it's ever been done on the XRPL. And because we wanted to come together, and what we said when we first collaborated, we were like, let's create a collaboration which actually provides utility to the community, right? Rather than, you know, just, you know, a bit of promo for each project. We wanted to create a collaboration which both communities who hold both of our tokens are like, oh my God, like we can actually get something out of this collaboration, right? So, and then we've landed on something pretty cool. So right now we're full steam ahead on this, on the background, and within the next month, you will start to hear a lot more about it. But yeah, it's, I can definitely say that it is extremely utility heavy, and it is something that, you know, you do see on other blockchains, but no one's ever seen it on the XRPL before. So.
Well, this is XRP Whales, correct?
On-Chain Whales.
On-Chain Whales, sorry. I want to make sure I'm getting the right person here. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I need to talk to that project. Maybe I need to have them on here.
They are, shout out to On-Chain Whales. They are extremely like-minded to us, and they have been incredible to work with. We get along really, really well, and there's 3 of them and then 3 of us working on it, and so there's about 6 of us all working on this new platform together, and it has just been, yeah, full steam ahead. Everyone has their own individual skills. Everyone is working like a dream. We're really creating something special here, and I'm so glad that it's with them, because so far it's been, yeah, the best decision we've ever made as a project. So,
well, excellent. Well, look forward to hearing more and having you guys back on, and maybe you guys can come back on with them and hear more about them.
Sure.
Well,
I was biting my nails that whole time you were talking.
Yeah, I want to say so much more, man. I know. Like, you know, yeah.
Okay, well, super excited. Is there anything the holders need to do to position themselves for whatever benefits are going to come?
Xblade holders are going to be happy.
Okay, Xblade holders. Okay,
I can tell you that Xblade holders and OCW holders are going to be very happy. That's what I can say.
That's cool.
And there's nothing they need to do apart from just hold.
Okay,
that's all they got to do is just hold the token.
Want to make sure that they're prepared. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, we'll release a lot more about it coming soon. So yeah, for sure.
Understood. Well, I need to obviously get prepared than myself. So not financial advice, anyone, but I plan on getting prepared for whatever's coming as best I can. And yeah, is there any giveaways? You mentioned you do giveaways and contests, and I'm not familiar with this whole marble thing, and I don't see like a Twitch link on your I was looking for that on your link
I
tree.
can explain that for you.
Oh, it's not actually on the link tree. Yeah.
So it's a game. Yeah. It's a game on Steam, and only one person needs to own it. So I'm the streamer. I own it. I play the game, and if someone through Twitch, so you just need to type !play when I'm setting up the lobby, and it pops your little marble into the game, and there's like, it could be 50, 60 people, and there's a track that they all go on, and the first person to finishes gets the reward, or whatever rules we decide.
Okay.
And it's you don't have to play the game, you just watch your own name roll, and it's like
complete
it's a chance
RNG.
thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
complete chance. Yeah.
Is there a certain night you guys do this? Is this a tradition, or is this like whenever you guys just decide, hey, and we're gonna hop on, throw it in Discord, let's go?
Yeah, we announce it. If our tavern's harassing us to do something, we'll do it, because they're super keen to always do stuff. If they could, I mean, they do want to. They want to do a giveaway every day, but obviously, I got to tell them no. But push and pull. They really want it. Sometimes I fold. Sometimes Shen is like, "Come on, you got to stand your ground." I'm like, "I can't." They're begging me. Yeah, but I love. Yeah, we just do it based on how our tavern gets rowdy, and I try to keep them calm like kids.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
we will definitely have one soon though, because we haven't in probably about a week or so.
Yeah.
So people can expect one coming soon.
Okay. Well, I would love to partner for any giveaways, of course, if possible. But
that
would be opportunities we can talk of later. But that'd be kind of nice to be able to do something. I love the story element that you guys try to incorporate, and I would love to be able to do something kind of different. I love what you did with the owl blade specifically. I didn't know that there was an owl like community or whatever you guys were talking about. Like that's all new to me.
Shout out actually. Yeah, the Owl's Nest are a
Crypto Owl and Owlbat.
Yeah, Crypto Owl and Owlbat. The Owl's Nest is a Twitter space, and they run almost daily nowadays. And they were the first ever platform to give us a
space to talk.
platform, a space to be able to talk about our project. So they came to us really, really early on and were like, wow, we really like what you're doing and all of that. Would you like to come and talk on our space? So, and they have been nothing but extremely welcoming, and so many of the Owl's Nest community as well are all really intertwined with Xscape now. So it was just sort of a tribute to that first ever group of people who really came and accepted our project and was like, come here, here's a platform where you can tell all of the the Twitter space about what you're doing. So they're an incredible bunch.
We also have a private Owl's Nest channel inside our Discord as well, and you can only get there with a secret passphrase that either Crypto Owl or Owlbat gives you.
Oh wow!
It's just their little thing of just getting in.
Yeah.
And
the secret backdoor community.
Yeah, just a little Owl's Nest, in the middle of the forest or something. So yeah, we just love building that world, and whoever comes our way and they're cool, awesome people and they want to jump in and jump on board, we definitely want to try and make room to just create that universe that encourages everyone to be
exactly. Yeah, it's just another example of like how we everyone who sort of makes an impact on us and shows that they want to help the Xscape universe grow, in that like we will always make sure that we can find a way to start involving them into the universe itself, because like that's just, it's reciprocal. These people put their hard work and effort and love into helping us grow. We like, that's what we do. We provide them with a opportunity to be within the universe that they're helping to spread. So we love to do that with everyone who comes and comes along and helps us.
I have a background in role playing, obviously, and my background is actually from college is creating video games. So really cool to hear what you guys do.
Cool.
I didn't stay in it. I went into mobile gaming and got out of it actually. Now I'm into, like, I don't know if you guys know what a Scrum Master is. I'm kind of doing that right now. But yeah, so I'm really interested in what you. Sorry, what?
So what's a Scrum Master?
So a Scrum Master, if you imagine like a project manager that's constantly, leaning over people, asking about deadlines and whatever. A Scrum Master is the kind of the opposite of that in the agile field, where they're trying to enable people to do their best, trying to make sure they have the downtime they need. There's no interruptions.
Really?
Trying to make sure that people understand that they can choose to incrementally and iteratively work better and improve on a cadence.
Wow.
And so that you're not just staying in an abusive environment, just trying to do the same thing all the time without understanding why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
cool. I respect that a lot.
Scrum Master also, if you ever look up the Scrum Guide, the Scrum Framework, it's basically an improvement cadence for delivering value. And so it's very common in like software development, for example. So, but that, yeah, I've got a whole another channel of Agile Games with James. You guys can go check out and listen to the Scrum Guide audiobook if you want. I won't go. This is your guys' video. I don't want to go too long. My point was,
It's very
I've
cool
already
though.
been in your
That's
YouTube. Yeah, I was already looking at
interesting.
all your videos. So
but would love to be a part as much as I can of your community. I've every project I talk to on the XRPL, I don't know if I'm just hitting like the most amazing ones, but like all the communities are so amazing, and I love that your guys has a role play element to it. Essentially is what it sounds like,
Yep.
Yeah.
and the story is very involved. So, very unique community, and would love to be able to do what I can for it. Is there anything else that you say you guys are going to be giving me images that are going to be up in the background? I'm sure people are wondering like, what in the world is this? Like, can
Yep.
you guys want to go explain a little bit about these images and
Yeah.
what they are?
So you're going to get what we want to give you some, obviously we want to give you some examples of NFTs that will be generated in the collection or could be generated, because we have far more combinations than what we're actually going to mint. And the backgrounds are obviously they're going to be based on real locations in the world. So, you know, we did put a lot of time into making sure these backgrounds were very accurate based on how I saw it in my mind. And I think, you know, a good job was done with how they came out. And, you know, I don't really, I couldn't see myself releasing an NFT with just a blank color background. I don't think they look bad or anything. I just didn't think it added to the swords, because the blades inherently only have like 4 pieces to them. They got the blade, the hilt, the handle, and the back. So I really wanted the images to pop and have that really nice feel to them. And that's what they're going to see from those. They'll see, you know, the I guess, attention to detail.
Okay.
And also
all the
overlapping
backgrounds,
with
which
what
are
makes a good NFT to look at.
and all the backgrounds are representative of locations and races and that within the Xscape universe. And there'll be some other art play. Do you want to explain one of the ones that you're gonna provide to the
Sure.
viewers, listeners?
The characters or the NFTs?
Or whichever, like one of the character arts. Pick one and we're gonna
Okay.
send, and then explain it to the viewers.
Okay, so let's show you guys. All right, I've got one. I can definitely give you the 2 NPCs. So there's going to be 2 NPCs. They're both actually complementary of each other. So they're like brother and sister. So they kind of go together. These guys are actually the race known as Holy Wardens. And these guys are the best of the best. They're the strongest fighters. These are the guys you look for when you're scared, demons are coming for you, you need to get out alive. These guys are the ones that teleport you back to Limbo, which is the social area. And they're also the ones that take you into the game to begin with. These guys are the ones that are inside the social area that take you into the game or into the arena. And, you know, they're holy paladins. They're the paladin character you were talking about that I know you love. They've got, you know, they're the frontline guys. They're beefy, strong. They have their own healing abilities. You know, buffs, whatever, you name it. These guys are the front lines. These are the ones that goes toe to toe with the demons, the baddest guys in the game.
And so these are the people and these are actual characters that people can play, right?
These are the races people can become. These are just the basic, like, obviously you can obviously have different armor than these. There's multiple sets of armor in the game. There's multiple cosmetics. So you're not bound to looking like these guys, but you are going to be, if you wanted to be, you can be the same race as them. You can be the same, you can be a holy warden. But you don't have to look the same as them. You can if you want. You know, the pieces of armor will be available to have, but it doesn't limit you to look just like that.
Gotcha. And so this brother and sister, can you tell me more about their background, their character, their who they are to the story, or
Yeah. So they're actually, so it's hard because the story interconnects so much, but these guys are, they're here, their duty is to observe the outside of the crater. They are like watchmen. They make sure that demons that try to get into the barrier, there's a barrier around the crater as well. They are trying to make sure that, you know, nothing comes close or nothing threatens the safety of the social place. They're basically just beacons of strength. And that, you know, they've gone out, they've developed this, they've gone ascended, they found their sacred spot, ascended, come back, and, you know, they're willing to dedicate their lives to keeping the integrity of Limbo safe.
Gotcha. And so they're not these two people don't have names. They're just kind of a representation of these people, correct? They're not like, I was thinking like, yes, this is Judy and Bill, and they like
Oh,
they grew up together,
yeah,
like,
no.
you know, X, Y, and Z. I don't know.
Well, I guess I haven't really mentioned
Okay.
their names to anyone yet, because I don't really. The thing is, I've named all my other characters based on the people they represent. These guys came out of thin air, so they don't represent real people. They're just part of they're core part of the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
I wanted to do a community thing so people can name them themselves.
Okay. Maybe we'll see
And
that come up in the future.
so yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we've liked to do. We've done that with a few of the blades as well. We've put out multiple competitions where we've got the community to. That's another way we've given out Xblade, is that we'll put out some new sneak peeks of our blades, and we'll let the community create stories and names for all the different blades. And some of the stuff that our community comes up with is absolutely incredible. Like it's so much work and effort put into it. So we really are doing stuff like that. So I definitely think that that's a route we can go down with that, and let the community sort of decide, what the names are going to be and things like that.
Yeah, the structure of how I name things are not as they're quite literal in a sense, because I don't want to limit people to thinking of this item as this name, because this sword can exist, but it can also have a hilt different, or it can also have the handle different. And, I've got an iron sword, I've got a gold sword, I've got an onyx sword, I've got a demon sword. And that's what I called them, because they don't have real names. It's everyone that gets their own NFT can name their own blade.
Gotcha. And that blade, the name sticks with it throughout the NFT? Is that part of the metadata or?
I want it to be attached to the blade as long as the owner owns it. And obviously, I have thought about this, because I don't want people to create permanent negative names that ruin the value of the blade.
Yeah.
So I want to have it attached to the person holding it, and then it acquires a different name for a different person. But then if it goes back to that person, it's got the same name again.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see. If there's anything else you guys want to say to the community before we wrap up, I'd really appreciate you guys' time. This is going to be a long video, and I hope anyone who's stuck around is enjoying it. But yeah.
No, I don't think there's much. I think we've really covered lots. Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you for your time, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. We really appreciate anyone who gives us a platform to be able to talk about our vision and what we're doing. So thanks for that. But and I look forward to being on here again soon for sure.
I also wanted to say shout out to the Marites in the tavern. They know who they are. I'm gonna say that everywhere.
Everything, yeah. Shout out the Marites.
The Marites, let's go.
Okay. Inside jokes, I'm sure.
It's like it's a word for people who just talk all the time. They're chittering, chattering, talking shit, whatever. It doesn't matter. These guys, they're called Marites to our community. So yeah, they love it, because they're always in the tavern.
It's what they name themselves, and
they name themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Shen. Thank you, Madfly. And this is Shen, Madfly. I'm JTXRP. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, there's links in the description below. But we're out, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.